Hello guys, this is CA Sandesh from ArivuPro. The CA results were out. So those of you who have cleared the examination, whether it is CA Inter or CA Final, congratulations or a big congratulations to all of you. So your efforts have paid off. So take some time off, enjoy this moment. This moment will not again come back in your life. So yes, take a break and travel or trek or shop or whatever that you want to do. Just go ahead and bindas do it. Yeah, because you definitely deserve it. But this particular video is not for you guys. It is specifically for those guys who unfortunately could not clear the examination in this attempt. So I thought I'll address them. So there are a lot of people who have purchased our course. So unfortunately, we can't call each of them and kind of have a word with them. So I thought I'll make a video and try to interact and give my inputs on a few things. All right. So first of all, guys, it is okay. All right. Yes, it is a small failure. Yes, it is definitely disappointing to see that the fail or the remark as fail in your marks card. Definitely, I agree that it is quite disappointing and disheartening for sure. But definitely, it is not the end for you people. All right. It is just a small roadblock. It is fine. Everybody will face kind of impediments like this throughout their life. Okay. So it is all right. Yes, I do understand that what you must be going through is quite a terrible feeling. So that probably you don't want to do much in your life. I mean, much or interact with people. So you're kind of, maybe it's kind of that depressed. You might be a little depressed. So I thought I just talk to you about this. People, failures are kind of common in life. Everybody faces them. You might be facing some failure in the form of not clearing the examination, but does not mean that others are also not facing it. Okay. So everyone in their life at some point of time or at every point of time will face something or the other. Okay. Just because you have cleared the examination does not mean you will not face them. Okay. At every point of time, you will get some impediments or roadblock. All right. So yes, sir, what do you know, sir, what we are going through? So, all right, if I have to tell my own experience in terms of failure, all right. Sir, so why was working in a corporate immediately after qualification? This was, I'm talking about 2012 area in that period. So I worked in a corporate for about a couple of years. After that, I thought I'll start my own practice. So I thought corporate is not, I'm not fitting into the corporate world. So let me get into the practice. So I started my own practice. Okay. So obviously I had no backing. So I had to acquire the clients, pitch for the clients on my own. So you wouldn't believe it, almost everyday basis, at least on a weekly basis, there used to be at least 5 to 6 meetings that I used to go. I used to visit CA Institute ka study circle meeting, CA Institute ka programs, even IAMs, they have a startup circle where they conduct the meetings on every weekend basis. I used to almost go to every meeting. You wouldn't believe it. I used to travel like 50, 60 kilometers just to attend the meeting. Okay. So that I could get some potential clients. But unfortunately, all those efforts were not paying off. Okay. So this was going on for like 4 to 5 months and I was not able to crack any client. Okay. Here I was just a few months back. I was working in a corporate and I was earning almost more than a lakh at that point of time. I'm talking about 8 years back. All right. So the salary was quite good considering that particular time. Okay. But then when I quit that and when I came to practice, my earnings literally fell down to hardly few thousand, 3,000 to 4,000. I know that you wouldn't believe this, but that was what I was earning at this point of time. And this is something which I carried on for almost 6 to 7 months. Okay. So since my salary was good, I used to spend also, or I used to have a decent amount of lifestyle as well. I used to go and party and all that, visit nice restaurants, have food and all. Yes, I used to enjoy that. But when I shifted to the practice, since my income had drastically fallen down, I had to cut off all those. I had to literally tell my friends, boss, I don't have money. Sorry, I cannot commit. Because I have some principles in my life where it's, for me, it's like I have to take care of my expenses. I don't like anyone taking care of my expense. Okay. So that's the reason I had to tell them like, sorry, boss, I can't come because financially it is, I'm not in a good state of mind financially. Okay. So you must understand how I must be feeling at that point of time. Somebody who had a good lifestyle, suddenly everything vanished and we just literally, what sir, I had to stop using my car. I had to use bike and public transport more because financially it was not working out for me. And the outside world used to think that, okay, this guy is a chartered accountant. He's printing money. In fact, they used to say, are you earning the money in sack, goni chila? All right, are you taking the money in that sack bag? Okay, but they didn't know that I'm actually facing this particular scenario, and even if I told anybody, they wouldn't believe it, because according to the world, chartered accountants are supposed to earn a lot of money. All right, but here I was not making the ends meet, right? And I became people teacher by fluke or by luck. Yes, I repeat that, I became teacher just by pure luck. You know, in this phase this was going on, suddenly I got a call or a message, I think I got, okay, from some of the WhatsApp message I got from some of the common friend, saying there's one teaching assignment in one of the reputed colleges. It is just for 1 month, because one of the teacher had quit in during mid semester, so I had to do some there was an assignment only for 1 month. I think that paid about 30,000 or 40,000 at that point of time. All right. So here I was in desperate need of money. So I thought, okay, all my life I've only sat on the other side of the bench as a student, but I've never taken up a role of a teacher. Okay. So I thought, okay, let me give it a shot, because anyway, I'm in desperate need of money. All right. So just because of that, I got into the teaching field, and that too in some college. All right. Fortunately, the students liked my way of delivering the lecture. So the feedback that I received was quite good. So then I realized that, okay, why don't I look at this also? Okay, why don't I get into the professional teaching? Okay, so that's how I got into the teaching. The factor that was depressing for me for that 6 months, it was horrible. I was not in that good state of mind. But now when I look back and see, I feel that everything worked out for the best. Because I know for sure, if my practice had clicked off within that 6 to 7 months, no, I would have never got into the teaching field. All right, that is for sure. Okay, so now when I look back, I feel yes, that was necessary. That particular failure or that particular roadblock was necessary for me to get into this particular area and explore myself. Okay, so like this, there are many instances which you will face. Even during my teaching journey, the journey is not that straightforward or easy as it is. Okay, even during the teaching journey, we had to prepare. All right, if I have to quote one more instance for you, all right, I thought, for me, my dream was to teach at CA final level. All right, first I started at college level. Then from college I discontinued the college teaching, and then I got into the professional teaching. I started at CA foundation, then CA inter. For me, it was always necessary that I had to teach at CA final level, because CA final levels syllabus are quite advanced. So for me, it was kind of a challenge which I had to put myself through and see it through. That always I used to remind myself. All right. So finally, I announced a batch. First time when I announced a batch, I had to call off the batch because there were no students, literally, because there was a syllabus change from old syllabus. This I'm talking about a few years ago, 3 or 4 years back, I think. Okay, so there was a change in syllabus. So they introduced Ind AS newly that point of time. So when I called out a batch, there were a lot of students in the old syllabus. Okay, and there were only few students left in the, or who were about to join the new syllabus, and I was offering the course under new syllabus. It was a crash course. Okay, so I offered it, but unfortunately, the turnout was not that good, because there were less number of students and I was a new faculty. And at CA final level, students don't trust the new faculties that easily. Okay, so that means we had to call off the batch. So that was a failure. Okay, so then again, I thought, okay, let it be. We announced one more batch. Okay, and this time around, we were so generous enough. We announced that pay as you wish offer, meaning we were not charging anything from the students. We told pay whatever you want. Because for me, I had to go through this. You know how many students turned up? For physical batch, 1 student. Okay, for recorded, guys, there were, I think, 4 or 5 students. I thank them for it, because it is for them that I am still continuing the CA final. So thank you for trusting me, people, if you're watching those videos. All right, so trust me. All right, so for that, now you must understand what I was going through. CA final syllabus almost takes 3 months of preparation, sir, or rather 3 months of delivery time. The content is quite big. So to deliver that much content just for 1 student at face-to-face level and around 4 to 5 students at recorded level, financially, it just doesn't make sense at all. And to prepare for CA final, I had to take a break for 3 months, because when I cleared my CA, the syllabus was accounting standard. But now what we have in our financial reporting or accounting syllabus at CA final is Ind AS syllabus, international standards. So I had not learned Ind AS when I cleared my CA examination. So it was new for me. So I had to take a break for 3 months, prepare it. I used to study like 10 hours a day in that 3 months. I was not earning any money. I took a break completely to focus on studies. And then when I announced a batch, the output was, or the turnout was just 1 student, guys. Or in totality, if you count the recorded, guys, it's about 6 or 7 students. And financially, it just doesn't make sense at all. So in my mind, again, that it was a kind of a recap for me. So 6 months, again, I will be not having any income I have to manage. So at that point of time, again, there were a lot of thoughts in my mind saying, okay, let's give up this because it will not work out. because to deliver so many lectures for only few students, it will not make financially sense at all. So many of them used to also tell me, boss, leave it, it's okay, this is not probably the right time, give it up, okay, we'll see it next time. But I thought over it and said, if I don't go through with this, or if I don't conduct this batch, I'm pretty sure that next time around I will not continue this batch, or I will not resume this batch. For me, that CA final ka door probably will get permanently closed, which I didn't want to do it. So I thought, okay, what the heck, let's go for it. Okay, it doesn't matter, let's go for it. Okay, rest is history. Now we have more than like hundreds of students literally who buy my course at CA final level alone. Okay, so I'm not saying all this to say see how great I am and all this stuff. I'm just saying that at every stage of life, whether you are a student or a chartered accountant in practice, in industry, whatever, at every stage in your life, you will face some failure or the other, and it is okay. These failures they come into your life so that you learn or you explore few things. Okay, so when this failure came, I got to know that giving up is not an option, because if you give up, all right, it will become permanent, the end for you. If you still persist, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, or you'll always come out with the flying colors. So this is my learning experience from the failures that I have faced in my life. Okay, so apply it, take some motivation from me, and just it's okay. All right, I can understand that, yes, no matter what many people say, still it is disappointing. Yes, it is, but do not ever give up. It is fine. All right, so you may say, sir, what I should do now to make sure that I clear the examination? Sir, if you have not cleared the examination, that means you have done some small mistakes. So it's time for you to introspect them, or to check what are the mistakes that you did, so that made you not to clear the examination in this attempt. Like, it could be, normally I keep saying this in my classes, to clear the CA examination, you need to study once and you need to revise once. That's the basic necessity. Okay, all right, see if you have done that. Maybe you prepared it once, or you didn't have time to do the revision. Maybe revision was lacking. So if that is the case, this time around, make sure that you revise it a lot more times. Okay, that is one. Or check, all right, if you feel, no sir, that also I have done, I've put in my best efforts. It is possible that everyone will not be comfortable with all the topics or all the subjects, all the topics. Like, if I have to talk, there may be some accounting standards or Ind AS, you're not able to recall the provisions or remember the provisions, you're finding it a little difficult. Okay, or there could be some income tax provisions or auditing some standards, you're not able to kind of remember them. So if that is the case, revise them a lot more. Okay, or check whether you were able to complete the paper, because at CA final level, some papers are little lengthy, so your writing speed has to be really good to complete the paper. See if that is the area where in which you are lacking. Okay, write some mock papers to see how was your conceptual clarity. Are you able to answer the exam standard questions, and how much time are you writing, how much time are you taking, how much paper are you able to complete? Like, these sort of assessments you do it, 2 to 3 mock papers you attend. Okay, so I'm sure if you just make the small corrections. I always say this, clearing CA is not more about hard work, it is more about smart work. So every student will be doing the small mistakes. As a faculty, we can only generalize them. We cannot clearly say what is the mistakes you're doing. Some of them could be even minute mistake. Instead of writing 1 lakh, people write it as 10,000. 1 0 they will add, 1 0 they will reduce. Instead of posting it on the debit side, they post it on the credit side. They will write incorrect section numbers, because subconsciously when you're writing, when you're racing against time, so that these sort of clerical mistakes could happen. So I did write the mock paper to see what are the mistakes that you're doing like this. Okay, so these sort of things, small corrections, if you identify and try to correct them, 100% you will clear the examination. After all, it is just an examination. Okay, do understand that this course, all right, this course, right, at all India level has a pass percentage of only 10 to 15%. That means 80 to 85% of them who write the examination in a particular attempt end up not clearing the examination. So if you are in that particular 80-85% bracket, it is okay, because that is the part of this curriculum, that is a part of this course itself. Accept it as part and parcel, but do not give up. Okay, you might have not cleared this attempt, okay, but you can always, if you put in a little more efforts, you will always be able to clear it in the next attempt. Okay, but trust me, many people, I've seen many people, my colleagues, my students, who write a few attempts, then they say, sir, I'm not able to clear it and I'm kind of fed up and I want to give up. Okay, those students later on when I meet, especially my colleagues and all who are doing CAs with me, few of them gave up because they were not able to clear it even after writing few attempts. Now when I meet them, they say, you know what, Macha, my biggest regret in my life is not attempting the examination 1 or 2 more times, because I feel if I just studied a little more or given the examination 1 or 2 more times, I would have probably cracked the examination. That is what they tell me, and that is their biggest regret, is what they are saying. So do not have that regret in your life. Okay, so you have taken the course. Once you have taken the course, right, you should have that attitude that you will see it through. Giving up is not an option at all for you. All right, we have taken it, we will finish it through. So that, keep that positive mindset and prepare in that regard. Don't let anyone tell you that this is tough, this is not possible and all that. If it is not possible, it is not possible for them and not for you. Okay, so you put in that efforts, you will definitely crack the examination. Do not worry about it. Okay, this is just a small obstacle. I'll repeat that, it is not the end, and don't make it the end. See, failure becomes the end only when you give up. Okay, so if you still, if you kind of learn from your mistakes and put in the efforts, then failure will actually inspire you to do a lot more things, or a lot better. Okay, so that always, and take it from me, I'm telling this out of my own personal experiences. Okay, and anyways, and if you need any help from our end in terms of our classes and all, you can visit our website learn.arivupro.com and buy the classes. We keep the prices at a lower or very affordable level, so that many students, if they want to buy it, they can go for it. All right, so wish you all the very best, guys. Take care, stay safe, and never ever give up.